Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Be the Media Huntington. My name is Jenny Lee. Tonight is Wednesday, November 28th, and I have with me Miss Dina.
Hi, guys.
And Miss Lisa.
Hi, everyone.
And we apologize for coming to you a half an hour late this evening, but we had some technical difficulties. If you want to share what those were a little bit, that would be great, especially since I think we really wanted to talk about a little bit, touch on some of the 5G tonight.
Well, every time I tried to log on through the link, Google kept sending me a message, and the message said, there is an error. This is all we know. That's what the message is. There is an error. Oh,
505.
log on later. There is an error. This is all we know. So it happened on 3 different devices. I thought I was losing my mind. I thought 5G was taking over, and
oh Lord, yeah, with 5G.
It wasn't me. It was Google. So wow, that was really crazy. Oh my God,
that wasn't fun. And then when we all logged out and we tried to go back in the same way, we got the same message. So it's a little weird.
Oh wow! So it let you in. And by the time I came on, it wouldn't let me in, and we were already off, but you guys had no idea what was happening. While I was going crazy out of my mind. Oh my God.
I know, I was like, she must be in a panic because I'm texting with you, trying to get you in. I'm like, we gotta get her in the room,
I'm trying to uninstall, install, restart, start all 3 different devices.
Whatever device this is on, though, your camera's much nicer than it has been in previous weeks.
Oh, thank you.
Is this your Samsung?
No, I'm back on the iPad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I hope when we replay it, we don't get the like we did that one time.
This is always been a learning. You talk about 5G, weird things happen.
Yeah, this has always been a learning experience for all of us. So, I mean, if you want to go ahead and jump right into 5G, since we're all over big tech right now.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to learn more about it, as the days go by. I did come across the Facebook page, which I hope everyone will go to and click like, so you can follow information that's coming out. It's called Citizens for 5G Awareness. And these are local ladies. These are Huntington ladies. They're really awesome. They speak at the town board meetings most recently, and they really welcome other people to come and talk about,
super smart.
Why they don't want 5G and why they don't want, technology today frying our brains and causing more cancer.
Well, they put together a 20-minute kind of video that
you can go on their page. Also December 4th at 2 p.m. and December 18th at 7 p.m. Those are the upcoming Town of Huntington board meetings, and you can sign up and talk about, why you don't want this 5G, why you don't want this, cancer causing, in rats, and it's good.
So the rats.
There's not many. Well, in male rats more than female.
Male rats,
kind of really weird. So, I mean, I guess we should just back up and let people know, because we've been we're not the experts on 5G. Definitely. We are learning about it just like anybody else is. So if you look at your cell phone right now, and let me pull this off, and you look at the top on your little, where you see your bars, it'll tell you most likely 3G, because none of us are on 5G yet.
No, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet, but they're preparing to go. And I think what was really interesting, what we learned today, was in the town of Huntington, there are 160 cell phone towers already.
Yes.
But there's no map that has been found to be available yet.
Right. So we don't really know where they are. That's insane.
We don't really know where they are, which is crazy, because I would really, you know how they talk about, we need safe spaces, we need this, we need, special spots for things. Shouldn't people be able to have a radioactive free zone to choose to live in also? you should think that that should be an option, but instead we're just, we're not being offered those. There's 160 cell phone towers.
Mhm.
They have been linked to all sorts of, there are levels of, just like there's those levels of E. coli that are acceptable in your water, right? There's levels of radiation that are acceptable. And because this falls within the safe radiation, it doesn't mean it's radiation free. It just means that they feel that it's safe. But we're talking about literally doubling the connectivity. And I think it was Matt Harris today, when we were having a brief conversation about it, had said, well, it basically, he's like, it's either black or it's white. So if you already have a cell phone, you're already being exposed. So you might as well just get used to it. It was basically his answer.
So deal with it. It's fine. No big deal. Now, I did also learn today from a couple of the ladies that are with the Citizens for 5G Awareness Group, that the FCC possibly could take away, how do I say this? Basically, it's up to Chad, really, our town supervisor, to stop this from coming in. And this is what I was learning. That's why these women keep talking and talking and talking.
Now,
but the FCC might be able to take away from local towns the ability to say no. Correct. So it really is all in Chad's hands. It really is. I learned that today, and that really scared me, because that's really crazy. Now, if you don't believe all the hype, if this all sounds like it comes off like conspiracy theorists or just wackadoodles, because it's really that overwhelming that, it's kind of hard to come across. Well, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Well, do you know that
you can get yourself a Geiger meter. You can even get yourself a radiation tester. You can buy one on Amazon and just take it and just go around your house, go around where your computers are. Just put it in your lap, for God's sakes, when you have your cell phone on. Go in the kitchen where your microwave is. What can you get? It's called an electromagnetic radiation tester or a Geiger counter. You can get either one on Amazon and test it for yourself.
Yeah. But or look to other countries who have already eliminated it, because there's not enough data.
Right.
And the data that is available isn't that favorable. I think I had put the article up on our private page in case we wanted to link to it. Maybe we'll link later. But the European Union has already said we're not doing 5G anymore. So I am curious with getting more information on that one and reading more. I didn't have enough time before we came to the show to really be able to speak about it with any coherency. But yeah, I mean, instead of just screaming conspiracy theory, how about having an open mind and reading all the information available? And when you go out there and look for the actual studies, you will find there isn't much.
Yeah, there isn't much. That's why it's so scary. You don't ever hear about it from the mainstream media. I rarely find anything in the newspapers about it. I'm really scared about, the cancer effects and my children. My child gets paid to play video games. That's scary to me. We're on our phones. We're on electronics right this minute. My grandchildren, it's really scary. I'm a 15-year cancer survivor. I want to stay that way.
Aside of cancer, think about the addiction.
That too.
There's an addiction. Let's not even pretend there's not, because even everyone going to bed that sleeps next to a partner has that white glow, that flashlight behind them, right? Like, dude, turn the flashlight off. Because I'm on this end. It's going this way. Everybody's got it going on.
Put the blanket over your head. Then you don't see it.
No, I sleep with blinders on.
That's very true.
I do sleep with blinders on.
Don't say what the blinders say, though. Can't
well, what does the 5G have to do with the rats, though?
They're testing on the rats.
The testing that's available That's why the European Union pulled out, because there wasn't enough testing. But the testing that is available showed elevated cancer levels, especially in male rats, that they seem to suffer more. Now, we're not rats, but
we know a lot of male rats, and we need those male rats around.
Well, I mean, we have to stop.
All kidding aside,
we have to stop demonizing the male rats.
Sorry.
So, of all colors.
Yes.
Our masculine rats need a place in the house also. So, yeah, we can't poison them, but we can give them 5G, because if you poison them, one of the eagles might eat them and die also. So it's crazy.
Yes.
But it's scary that it's scary that that's all in one person's hand. I don't really know much about the 5G. To me, I think all of the electronics, we're so accustomed to using these things. To me, it's very hard to understand the difference between one and the other. But I do have a problem if it's all basically left in one person's hand. That I have a problem with.
Well, so yeah, and you know how with the smart meters?
Okay.
Have you seen, I don't know if you saw my friend Candy, her post went up about she got a letter in the mail from her water company.
Yes.
Water you saw, right? So Suffolk County Water wants to drive by now and be able to read your meter from the street. It's more efficient for them. So that only works if you have the smart meter installed in your house. So what they'll do now is they're charging you a $50 non-access fee if you don't have their new smart meter, but they're still sending you a bill. So clearly you can access
exactly.
You've accessed it because you sent me a bill with my meter reading on it, but your employee had to get out of his vehicle, come to the side of my house to scan it. So because it was inconvenient, you should really call it an inconvenience fee, because that's really what it is, because it's not making your employee as efficient as you would like to see them. But with the smart meters, they have the ability to then say your home only gets 5 gallons a month.
Oh, hell no.
Because we said so.
Hell no. I'm not doing that.
So they can now ration. This is no different than with the new 5G technology. Mm-hmm. They can now say, and it becomes like a monopoly. They can now say, and it's funny that we're saying that we take more issue with you telling me how much I can consume as opposed to how much cancer I'm going to get.
It's true. You're right. Really? Because immediately when you said that, I was like, you're not going to tell me how much I'm going to use. Forget that I might get cancer.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, you're not can't do that.
Tell me how much I can have. But
yeah.
I'm going to get the cancer. Yeah. So, but no, it's just a different way to control the population. They bill it to as a convenience fee of this, that. I thought that was pretty atrocious, because my water bill for 3 months isn't even $50, but now they're going to start throwing out a $50 non-access fee and send you a bill.
I don't think, I think a lot of people should definitely, that's something people should protest. Why do I have to use the equipment that makes you work for I'm already paying you the bill. Why do I have to make it convenient?
It's so you can drive by.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm already paying you for the service. Why do I have to make it more convenient?
Why don't you pay me $50 and I call it in before a certain date every month and I plug my numbers in?
How about that?
How about that?
That's what's up.
I don't like that. And I don't like you telling me I have to have certain products in my house, because what exactly does this product do? And I have a problem with all these things that are tracking. Not that I do anything crazy, but it's bad enough we have that Easy Pass, our phones, if you got the little camera on your laptop. It's just too much in my business.
Alexa.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'm not even going to get, because I hear horror stories about Alexa.
Yep.
We had that conversation about the elf on the shelf today. Somebody had said, do you have and I'm like, I do not have an elf on the shelf, because that is the normalization of government surveillance. And one thing that is becoming very rare, especially with the children that we're raising up now, is the lost art of privacy.
What is elf on the shelf?
Elf on the shelf. He's that elf that people like.
So creepy. Parents, it really is.
He's creepy. And these parents set their alarm to set up the elf every night so that the children know that the elf is watching.
Oh, hell
so
no.
they're good. But they set him up with like new scenarios. Have you seen some of the scenarios that they do, Dana?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh no.
I don't even know what that is.
The Barbie and
the Barbie. The Barbie hooker one.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna blow your mind right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna show you something, and you're gonna laugh so hard.
There's so many of them. I don't even know I don't even know which one's my favorite one.
Can you see?
Oh my God, there's so many of them.
Oh my Lord.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. What is that?
They set him up like in all these different positions. So like here he is, he's drinking, and he's often teamed up with G.I. Joe.
No.
Or Barbie.
I can't.
I actually never saw that one.
And this is to train your children to know that this creepy elf is watching them, and they better be good up until Christmas. Look, this one's kind of cute though. But they also have to find the elf, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I never liked that. I never had one.
Yeah. I would never buy anything. My kids would be freaked out with stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with Santa. So my kids know that, like, at this point, but I won't say it just in case we have somebody that still believes. But I'm okay with this guy watching us from the North Pole.
Right.
I'm really not okay with this creepy guy in my house watching our every move. And these parents, like, you don't have enough shit to do for the holidays.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta hook up this elf every night. Like,
who has time to do that? That elf would die in my house. I would forget it.
I couldn't even keep up with the Tooth Fairy. Like, I had more excuses as to why the Tooth Fairy didn't come.
I know.
I could write a book.
And you have to get creative, because I've done that too. Very creative. I'm like, shit, I forgot.
Mom, Tooth Fairy didn't come. Did you leave your door open? Oh my God. Or how about, I don't know, you just throwing it down, like when they're like, oh, look, it was there the whole time. Like,
definitely, I've had those. Definitely. I don't have time for that other stuff. I really don't. And that's creepy for you to be in my house and tell me, no.
You only have 36 teeth per kid, and it happens between ages 5 and 10, right? So you've got a 5-year span per kid for 36 teeth. You've got from December 1st, 24 nights to hook up this red elf, right? Straight in a row before Christmas, in between making everything magical. I mean, I didn't even bother to try to make my house look like something. We're in the middle. Christmas has vomited in my living room.
At least that's a reality, okay? That's what really happens in real life. I don't know about that elf on the shelf crap, but that's a reality. As parents, we have a lot of things to do. Who has time for that?
My God, the fighting too. Are you guys fighting with your spouses?
Nope.
Okay, well, true confessions, like really over lights. I would like to point out that there's no lights on the TV.
Why are you fighting over lights?
And I'm not, because I said lights 3 times in 20 seconds and it hit a button, apparently. But this is typical. This is what's going on in homes in America. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, I'm fighting with you over lights.
Well, the damn light should stay lit. If you spend hundreds of dollars on a pre-lit tree.
Oh, no, wait until I bring them out of the bag. They're not even out of the bag yet. That was just, where are the lights?
And there's different ones missing. There's different ones off. Oh, the top doesn't work this year. Well, now the top works. Now the bottom works, but sporadically in the middle. What the hell?
But those bulbs from
what
Grandma.
happens in the garage?
The filaments get frozen or something, and then because where we store it gets cold. But Grandma's lights from 1940 something, those things are still kicking.
Yeah, right.
What are they made out of?
Right? Everyone had that old ceramic tree with the little bulbs on it with the one light in the middle. That thing's still around. How the heck is that even happening? I can't even set of dishes around here for 3 years straight.
How about that?
Chips. Yep.
How about that?
They're making crap today, so you have to keep buying them and buying them and buying them.
I believe. I definitely believe
that. Garbage.
Bingo, did you notice, like, back to 5G, when you update your phone now, like, you guys talk to me often. How often do I have to put you on speaker? Because my phone thingy is broken. Why is that?
All I know is that, yeah, you're right. I mean, when you think about these things, you're just like, what the hell? And
I go through a dishwasher every other year.
Oh my God, don't even talk about appliances, because they make these appliances so high tech, and then nobody wants to freaking touch them when they break down.
Yes.
I had no refrigerator for Thanksgiving because I have this fancy Samsung crap of a refrigerator, and we had to order parts before it could even be fixed. And nobody wanted to touch it. So we had to call a special person that only deals with Samsung.
Do you know how many times I've had the handyman that fixes all the who is it? Phil, right? Everybody uses Phil's appliance. He knows every woman in the town of Huntington. And he shows up at my house and he's like, it's going to cost you more to fix this. I swear he owns stock in PC Richards, this guy, because that's where we go to get most of our appliances. But he'll show up and he'll be like, yeah, it's probably just worth it to get a new dishwasher.
Again?
So now I just get the cheapest dishwasher, knowing I'm going to get another one in 2 years.
Yep.
That makes me so angry. I'm sorry. It really does. It really makes me angry. Because we have to keep things up. And what about iPhones? What about Apple? Every time a new phone comes out, the previous model slows up. It gets crazy. You can't use it. And it's like they almost force you to buy these new phones.
Yes, of course.
I think that sucks. And the prices are astronomical.
The iPhone X, right? It came out with $1,000 ticket price.
I think it's still at $1,000.
Why?
And they have 3 versions of the X.
And that goes back to the addiction factor.
Yep.
People will pay. People are paying.
It's messing with our brains. It's really not good. Like my son said, I just got Verizon, and the Verizon tech pulled up on my phone, this is how you log into your Wi-Fi. There was 2 different names. The one name was regular. It had a 4 in it, and the other one had 5. And I saw it for the first time, and I was like, 5G? Wait a minute. Why do you guys have 5G? I go, with all that talk I've been hearing about how horrible and bad it is, why do I want to log into that? And the tech just kind of smirked. I guess he really couldn't say much. And I was like, haven't you heard how bad it is? And he was like, all these things, that you hear about, how bad they are for you, they're still coming. And then he kept going, and he just kept working. He was probably like, oh my God, how could she ask me that question?
What's it going to do? Make me sterile? I shouldn't be procreating anyways.
Wow. Wait, what company do you have?
I just got Verizon 2 weeks ago. Oh, so yesterday, my son was trying to log on. I guess the router went out or whatever. And he goes, the one that's in a cast. So I went up to his room to see what he was doing. And he was logged onto the 5G. And I said, no. Get off of that one. Go to that one. The one on top. Don't use the 5G. Well, why not? Because it's not good, I said. It's just not good. I can't really explain it. I don't have time to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just not good. Don't use that one. Only use the other one. He was like, yeah, lettuce isn't good for you either, Mom.
Only the lettuce from California.
So
because it was E. coli, which does not shock me because there's caca on the streets in California now. And I want you to know I'm trying to participate. I got a metal straw.
Good for you.
I did. I got a metal straw. So I did my part.
Good for you. I did
my part because Key West banned straws and they were all paper. Oh, I'm saying Key West like everybody knows who's watching. I just got back from vacation and I was in Key West and everything's paper straws. And when you're in Key West, you drink a lot. And then first 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. How does a paper straw work?
It was awful. It was absolutely. We're all at the paper falling.
Some of them are pretty thick. They're pretty good. They last a long time.
Metal straw, and it's
now that one, yeah. I have the silicone one, which works nice.
No.
I don't understand.
That'll keep it cold, Lisa.
Mm.
I'm still trying to get, I'm sorry, the 5G, because I just switched from Verizon, because the prices are astronomical, to Altice. And Altice gives us 2 choices, and we do have 5G as a choice when we log in.
Well, 5G isn't working yet. It's there.
It's available. They're building the road, but they haven't opened the detour yet.
Not here
so
yet.
When we click on the 5, because sometimes I use the 5G, what am I using?
You're still going to be on your regular Wi-Fi.
So why did they give it to us?
Because that's the technology that's coming down the road. So they're kind of getting ready for it.
They're building the bridge.
I don't know. This is too much. Too much.
There was little G, and then there was big G, and then there was the $100 bill, yo. Isn't that how that song goes?
I can't with you.
You know the song, though, right?
The cable companies is another story, but when you build bridges, what do you need? You need for the foundation, you need a lot of dirt, right?
Yes.
And hope that dirt isn't filled with
caca,
all kinds of toxic, cancer-causing waste materials and SHIT, TT.
I can't believe we've made it as far as we have. When you think about it, Avalon was built on a pile of arsenic.
Yeah.
And when they did the soil remediation there, what they did is they took it out and put it somewhere else. Then they put a liner in, and then they put a pool on it. So they basically made it like a arsenic coffee filter. So it's not, they didn't do much, but they called it soil remediation. And a lot of the land out here, because it was used as farmland at one point, had levels of arsenic, which, by the way, is going to segue us into something we were talking about. What was the farm that's being taken over now, Lisa?
Oh, I saw that.
Schneider.
Yes.
I saw that.
17 luxury homes with acre lots.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's what, 17 acres. That seems like it's going to be the entire farm.
And do you know that road there is a 2-lane? There's only one way in and one way out.
That's right.
How are you going to build 7? That's the part that I don't wrap
my
head
it sounds
around.
Like a broken record. The traffic. And also, I mean, I know you're not, I know, but as far as the animals go, I mean,
no, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Sad.
She doesn't like animals.
All those animals.
Gets it.
Yeah, no.
No farms, no food. And not for nothing, if there's a regional issue and we are not being able to think about that for a second.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not an animal lover, but I will never mistreat an animal, and I don't believe in displacing them, because then where do they go?
They're going to go on the road. That's where they're
go. So now it's like, okay, we have a whole family of rabbits. We have an astronomical amount of squirrels. I just think we're overpopulated.
The raccoons, the hawks, the mice,
everything.
The rats.
The rats
feed each other.
The rats.
Yeah, well, they're food. They
I can live without them now. That's one creature I do not like at all.
They're on the farm over there.
About to be sterilized.
Well, where are they going to go? If they don't end up on the road, they're going to end up in people's houses.
Yeah, and people don't realize when they do that, when they start that construction and they start digging, and I don't know a lot about animals, but I know that there's a whole lot of rats that come out when that happens, because we've seen that over here.
Oak Tree, everybody was complaining about the rats all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Yes, because you have them.
Yes.
Well, they were busy minding their own business in their little habitat where you weren't. And then you took that away too. When you took that away, and then you took that away, then you took that farm away. For God's sakes, where is it going to end? Maverick, my grandson, is never going to know what a farm was on Long Island. Grandma, there was no farms on Long Island. No, there wasn't. It's just a city. What are you talking about?
And I think we should keep some of those lands. That's me personally. That's why I have my kids here. Certain things I want to see. I want to see farmland.
Space.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to be able to drive and just see, like, animals running or walking. I like walking to the farm and getting things that I know were, purchased, that were grown right then and there.
Yep.
And
locally
you could tell that it's
locally grown.
Yeah, and you could tell the difference because it molds so quick.
Do you know how you fix your springtime allergies?
How?
Locally sourced honey.
Huh.
There's a reason why they sell those honey sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So the allergies that you're dealing with in your region, not a pill off a shelf, okay, but there's natural cures out there. Honey is a natural anesthetic.
I didn't know that.
If you look at the jar, have you ever seen how the honey crystallizes at the top?
Yep.
That is a powerful. So if something was happening, you got a cut, right? You could take that crystallization off the top of the honey, and it would kill every bit of bacteria in a wound.
Really?
I have natural honey in my cabinet that someone made with their bees, and I like to add cinnamon to it on a spoon, and I mix the honey and the cinnamon when I don't feel good. I have a little bit of a cold now, and I had it for the last 2 days. Makes my throat feel better. And
but
it's really
they
yummy.
say the more locally sourced it is, if you're suffering from allergies, the more it's going to be able to heal those allergies within. In fact, if you go into any of these local places, the farm stands that sell these here, which we still have, thank goodness, they sell the little sticks. It's basically a honey shot, and that's all you need. You bite the tip off, honey out.
You know what? Since we're speaking of farms, I hate to interrupt you, but this is a question I had. That Medevalia property, that's an actual farm. And they have a farm stand that is open.
Well, they need money.
But I didn't know I didn't know the farm stand was actually open. I think the first time I saw it was maybe, I want to say this year, I think. I didn't know they actually sold products out of there.
Did you see some of the stuff that was being posted today? I won't drop any names. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but the topography reports for Medevalia Farms?
No, why? What happened?
It looks like somebody's been backfilling based upon old pictures and old aerial shots compared to new aerial shots. Why don't you guys chat and I'll see if I can find it for you real quick.
I didn't know that was a real farm. I mean, I knew it was a farm, right? But I didn't know it was a farm where you could buy products from.
Yeah,
and then I
saw apples for years since I've been a little girl.
Well, they need
money.
Yeah.
So
not like they used to be. I mean, it seems it's obviously gotten less and less and less. But when I was a little girl, I mean, it was the place to go.
Because I saw that they sell apples, they sell pies. I think they said they sell cider or something. And
ooh.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I have to
No, it's okay. Because I want to know.
Okay. I'm going to bring this up here. Let me get back to this.
Okay.
So these are over time. So you're looking at here, basically. Okay. Those. What is this?
What is that?
See?
Oh.
And those are very recent?
They are the most recent. These. See where it is right here?
Well, what is that?
That wasn't there before. See it?
Right.
See now it appeared?
Oh, yeah.
See it appeared? Look, not there, right?
And
now it's there. Okay. It looks like they're backfilling the wetlands, according to what's being said over here.
What do you mean backfilling?
Wow.
Adding
more dirt.
Adding more.
Why?
By the truckloads, what it looks like.
Adding more sand. Well, sometimes people need to make money.
Okay.
So a good way to make money is if there's construction in an area and people need to get rid of dirt or sand, they might pay you. But I'm just speculating.
Was this part of the FEMA thing?
Well, I mean, this all goes back to illegal dumping, which we
had a big press conference yesterday about.
Correct. So when you think about illegal, right? You get it? Like, I don't want to speculate too far and get in big trouble, but.
Well, but you know what? Listen to Sini. He's talking about the illegal dumping, West Hills.
Dumping. And there's been a bunch of illegal dumping in this town, but this clearly.
Islip. Oh. But Sini was very careful not to mention any names, and I wondered why. How come he didn't mention those names of all those people that he was on wiretap with?
Mm-hmm. And I have a big mouth, but there's some things I'm just not willing to talk about.
And you have to wonder. I travel Deer Park Avenue every morning. And I wonder where all these things go. There's a ton of construction vehicles every single morning on Deer Park Avenue. I don't know what they're building, but they're there. And on top of the school buses, it's like ridiculous. So where's all that stuff going?
Any open land they could possibly find, which doesn't seem to be that easy anymore these days.
No, because we're building everything. That's super crazy to me. I didn't know that about now I would be leery of buying something from the Medevalia because I don't know what the hell's going on. I wanted to look in there because I wanted to see what was in there, but now with all that other stuff, I'll just go to White Post Farms, I guess, and stay there. Hopefully they don't close that.
Here, without giving away any of my personal stuff, let me try to show you how deep this goes. Okay.
Well, when you're looking for a place to illegally dump, you mean that they're probably paying somebody off a pretty penny.
Right. And did you know that there's an app for that? And the app is called Soil Connect.
I'm dying.
And you can find soil near you with ease or customize to meet your soil needs. This is actually a really great tool for some people, and they give you a tutorial as to how it works, and it's on YouTube. And this is we find people who need dirt and people who see.
But what's scary now is you really just don't know what's in that dirt.
Nope.
You could be putting tons and tons of cancer in your flower beds. Where your kids, where your kids' basketball or baseball or soccer balls will be landing.
Avalon Bay had
on their hands, and oh my God, it doesn't end, does it?
Avalon Bay had this plot, and in order to build on the plot, they had to do an environmental impact study. And during that environmental impact study, they found that there was arsenic in the soil. And I just described to you that what their soil remediation study was. But when they took that out, where did it go?
Exactly. Where the hell did all this crap go?
Either buried it or you put it in someone else's grandma's flower bed.
Medevalia.
Or West Hills, or Central Islip, Brentwood.
You're not putting it in the parking lot of the mall and nobody's going to notice.
That West Hills is something else.
Yes, West Hills. That was a big deal.
That was very interesting, and it's very hush-hush, so I don't know what's going on.
Is it cleaned up? Do we know? Were we supposed to know? Were we supposed to be quiet?
It's very hush-hush, the whole thing. It's very, like... But I don't understand how you can do that, and we're in public. I don't know.
And what a coincidence that Jimmy Burke is on his way to a halfway house.
Now
weave that nasty spider web. Damn it.
Now
finally get some corrupt guy in jail. He gets out in 6 months.
What is a halfway house? The alcohol made him do it.
Now I'm worried about that crackhead guy. What he's going to do to him?
Which crackhead guy?
I don't know. What was the guy that
Loeb.
Yes, Loeb, the guy who was on the drugs. That now Jimmy's going to get out and you're going to hurt that guy. And what about Jimmy's hooker girlfriend? I mean, this saga. There's a saga.
Hooker's girlfriend's child. I mean, Jimmy's child.
It's so insane.
What about that child?
Think about it. Do you remember? This was Suffolk County Police Chief Burke, right?
Child support to the hooker's child when he's in jail.
When Malone first got elected, the first thing he did was elevate Jimmy Burke, top cop, right, to Police Chief Burke. But then all this dirt started coming out after he arrested this guy named Loeb and beat him up pretty badly. So what happened was Jimmy Burke's duffel bag that had like nasty porn, had his service issue revolver, and all was stolen by Loeb. Okay.
Vibrators for your neck. Make them feel
better. So Loeb, yeah, there was vibrators and stuff in there too.
Well, he gets stiff in the police car.
Right. So Loeb,
oh my God,
this was entered into evidence, and the police chief went berserk, went down to where the guy was being questioned and beat him up. Okay, so that's what started this whole thing. But come to find out, Jimmy Burke, police chief, before he was elevated to top cop, had this hooker girlfriend. I
remember that. I remember that one.
I forgot her name.
Rucker, something Wrecker, right? Yeah. House Wrecker, right? So House Wrecker, she was with Jimmy, and she would service him in his police vehicle, and I guess she would inform for him of what was good on the street, right? I'm trying to use my street slang nicely. So apparently Jimmy got really busted up one night, liquored up, right? And she was performing for him, and he passed out in the vehicle, drunk. So she took his handcuffs. He's on duty. Took his handcuffs and drove him in his patrol car to the police station, right?
This shit.
Handcuffed him to his steering wheel, took his service revolver, went into the station, put his service revolver. Now, this is all documented in the internal affairs investigation. And he's I guess that's how you get promoted. You screw hookers and stuff. So she puts the service revolver on the counter at the police thing and says, "Go get your chief. He's outside and he's drunk." And he still got promoted after that.
On duty.
Getting serviced from Low Wrecker
and neck massages.
Who later had his baby.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't hear that part. No.
Yes.
Yep. Later had the baby. Yep. A pretty little girl too. Very pretty little girl. Well, actually, she's a teenager now.
No, she's
like a young adult now.
I think she's in her early 20s, isn't she?
Early 20s, yeah.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Still a very pretty girl.
Didn't Jimmy Burke like to go to Fire Island too?
Did what?
Didn't he like to go to Fire Island too?
No, I know
Not
that.
Fire Island. I mean,
all of this was allegedly like wrapped into Gilgo Beach.
Yeah, that's where I found him from. It was the Gilgo Beach.
Gilgo Beach murders.
That's where I heard of him from. That's when I started to really like look into him because the name kept coming up.
Well, they had said back then, like, it was clear when they did all their investigative stuff because it was never solved. They're like, clearly a cop did this, or if not more than one cop. But yeah, they dropped like 15 bodies out there. Not Shannon Gilbert. Shannon Gilbert was the little girl from Little House on the Prairie, right? Or Roseanne. I don't know. It's a popular name. It wasn't Gilbert, but her first name was Shannon.
Yes. I remember Shannon.
What's her name?
Yeah, what is it? I can never think on that. Like, I can think when I'm thinking, but when we're on the live show, I get hung up sometimes. But
I don't remember what her last name is.
So Burke is out now. He's on. He's going to a halfway house. He's going to get rehabilitated.
It was only alcohol that made him do all that stuff.
Addiction issues.
But he doesn't get to go back to his job.
Who knows?
Who knows? Apparently,
that would be crazy.
Apparently, this is how you get promoted in politics.
It's so messed up. It's
if he goes back to his job, that's crazy.
Holy moly!
That's so sick. I just remember when Maggie died and him and Balone came to the rally. They wouldn't even stay and ask her any questions. All they did was they basically blurted out, "Crime is down. Crime is down in Huntington. Crime is down in Suffolk County." And then they snuck out the back door and they left with 1,000 people around town hall. They
That
wanted
was
to
an
say
intense
nothing.
town board meeting, October 2014.
Yes, and then within that week, remember, Adam Salfield miraculously arrested.
Well, no,
But didn't
first,
he have a connection with Burke somehow?
His
no.
stepfather had
Yes.
a lot of beef with Burke.
His stepfather had beef with Burke, and his stepfather happened to be a cop. And then all of a sudden, this kid, he was arrested like a few weeks prior, which
A
is
week,
when
a week prior
they
for,
could have easily planted.
for a dried up hypodermic needle because he knew he
Right.
was
And then all of a sudden, there was mountains of DNA evidence.
a blood trail that led right to his house.
The blood trail went straight to his house of Maggie that they didn't have before until after they had arrested this kid on a bogus drug paraphernalia charge. It wasn't even drugs. It was like they found like a pipe. Who gets arrested for
hypodermic needle under the passenger seat? He said it wasn't his, it was a friend's. But either way.
So now you have, and Burke was, and it was kind of, yeah. So, and no. No.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who murdered Maggie in this town, but everybody's scared to talk about it.
Rightfully so, from my understanding.
At his first arraignment, they never mentioned the blood trail that led right to his house. Right, they never mentioned that at the first arraignment. Didn't you check
But Lisa, how it went down, this is when Huntington Matters was first forming as an executive board. Right. And I wasn't allowed at the meeting because the people in charge already knew who I was. So I was kind of listening from the outside. They had a roundtable discussion. All of these new people, because Huntington Matters was formed on the back of Maggie being murdered. She was the third murder in a row, okay? Right. So they had this roundtable meeting of all these prominent members of Huntington Society that were here. And Ballone was there. And just like when Bush, the 9/11, when he was reading the book, somebody comes in, whispers in Ballone's ear, and then he goes, "Oh, we've caught Maggie's murder. Everybody needs to come meet me at the crime scene."
I remember
Who tells people to go to a crime scene? You don't do that. You don't go to a crime scene. So everybody rushed down to the crime scene and started, on social media say, "Oh my God, we were invited to the crime scene with Ballone because they caught the murderer."
Yep. I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember the big mobile house, them coming out like Santa Claus with big duffel bags, emptying the house out.
It was like made for TV. It was made for TV. Like it was like completely
definitely a show. It was definitely a show. It was really crazy.
And it was a show being put on for the people that were handpicked to be at that round table. And I remember having a fight with several. This is when the fallout between me and the group started. Because I was like, you have to be suspicious if they won't let me go. No one person in this community should be excluded.
No.
At all.
Not from a community event. Hello, the word community means everyone.
Yep.
At least that's what I thought. Could be wrong though. Could be reading into it. I don't know.
Guess we'll see what this year and the year of Burke holds.
The year of Burke.
We have 13 minutes tonight, and I have 13 more minutes, and I just want to say I'm so proud of us. We did tonight completely without a script because we were unable to get Lisa on, and we were in a panic and said, just hit the button and wing it. So we had no script tonight, guys, none. I wrote down stuff we didn't even do. The Winter Wonderland for Town Hall. Like, we didn't go over any of this. So, but as always, I always have great conversations with you guys. So is there anything you want to talk about social media wise, locally, or anything else that you've seen?
Locally, definitely. I just read about the budget it was passed by a narrow margin. And I did not, because of everyone know, well, not everyone, I'm very close to Reverend Artist and he was ill. So we've kind of held back from going to the town hall meetings, but I will be going back in December because, he and I usually go together because we had a plan in motion. But I don't understand what is going on in town hall at this point in time. I don't think anybody understands what is going on in town hall. And then they're raising taxes.
2.35%.
I thought it was 2.53.
Is it 5? Maybe I have the, I could have
wrong
that wrong
too, but it was a ridiculous
doesn't
number.
matter. It's still getting raised.
So what is going on at this point in time? And how is it that all these people that are friends are still getting jobs? When does it end? Because all these new appointments, I don't understand how we're going to ever get anything done. And then the key was that they're going to do the anti-bias task force, and they are going to select the people that they feel as though. Now, there's 5 town council members on that board, and I don't trust any one of them to represent the community effectively just based off of their vote. And I'm very clear. I don't trust any of them to do that. And why do I say that? Look at what's going on in the government already, in local government. You sit on the board with everyone else and nothing's been done. So you can sit there and claim that you do X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the day, you're on the board and these things are still going on. You're not making a big enough stink about it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And that's just town. I mean, you guys saw Rob's he brought up his weekly address again. Who knew that the county is in such financial distress? It's bad. So when you think about, like you're saying, the town budget and raising the taxes, and now we've got the county that's in dire straits right now, we're about to get squeezed from so many different directions.
Exactly.
And you haven't filed your taxes yet, and you can't deduct your salt anymore.
What?
The federal taxes, the tax plan that Trump passed, and the only reason why New York, California, New Jersey, and Connecticut, I think it was, weren't benefiting as much was because we could no longer deduct our state and local taxes, which is commonly referred to as salt taxes, because we charge so much more. So basically, we're asking for a subsidy because our government charges us so much more. We pay a city tax. If you work in the city, you pay a state income tax. You pay your local taxes and your county taxes. You have all sorts of many different layers of taxation going on. And other states, they just have a state tax. So, and sometimes it doesn't even qualify under your income. Like Texas has no state income tax. So you're just having your FICA removed from your tax. So when the tax plan went into effect, it was equitable from a federal level. And then people were like, oh, but only in 4 states about the salt taxes. But I can't deduct more than $10,000 for my salt taxes. So you would have to be like paying $15,000, $20,000 in local property taxes that you can't deduct on your taxes now. But this is all starting to come to a head with everything. And people want to blame the federal people like Trump and his tax plan, which has greatly helped small businesses, even in New York. And really, they need to be looking at the leadership that's charging them all these taxes to begin with. Look at why your salt taxes are high.
It's too much. It's really too much
I can't even
get to dissect that, and I'm just in a state of, because the reality is this: as much as I love Huntington and as much as I love raising my children here, I have 3 more children to put through college, and even if I prepare for them, which for the most part we do have, some, preparation, I can't afford to live here and send them and get a quality education and still live decently. I can't. So you're looking at in about the next maybe 3 to 5 years, I will be forced to relocate. And it's, that's to me is like...
And that's income gentrification.
Yeah, I don't want to. Why do I have to do that? You know what I mean? It's like, if you want first, but then you know what? I'm not even upset I am upset, but then I think about all the crap that they're doing. Like, we don't really have any more open space. What I moved out here for, the purpose of moving out here is kind of dwindling. Yep. The small mom and pop shops that I personally adore. the open space, the farms, the people that know people. Do we have problems? Sure, we do. But for the most part, everybody knows everybody. And that's what I like. We don't have that anymore. Look at Roy's Deli. How long has Roy's Deli been a staple in this town?
Yep.
It's for rent.
I know.
I was so that I've gone to that deli since I've lived here, and that's 15 years. So I think I've gone through like 3 owners. Now it's closed.
Unbelievable.
You know, what are we going to do? These little things like that we keep losing, to me, based on the prices that they keep increasing, we'll be forced to leave.
Yeah.
We don't have any other choice because that's what we came here for. At least that's what I came here for.
I met a guy. That's what made me come here. I'm still here. I met him. I'm still with him.
Jenny, I have a quick question.
I gotta tell you though, I was just in Florida, and Florida's changed so much. Everything's changing. It's almost like it's this. It's hard to even explain what's going on, but everywhere's changing. But I gotta tell you, the people who have escaped New York, they're happy. But I'm sad. I'm seeing so many people that were people who like Mary's leaving.
I know.
I'm devastated over that. And then there's other people that just, and I start looking back and I go, there's a lot of like people who fought for this town, who fought for Suffolk, who finally gave up. People who I never thought would give up. But then once they leave, it's like they're on the outside of a globe, and we don't realize how bad we have it because we haven't stepped outside of the globe.
Yep.
Start to glow.
Well, I was just outside of the globe, and I got to tell you, it's pretty bad here. Did you see the new gun law that's working its way through our? Oh, by the way, New York now changed. We used to have a Republican House, and now it's Democrat House, Democrat Senate, Democrat everything. Did you see the new bill?
No.
In order to apply for a gun permit, it hasn't passed yet. It's making its way through.
Oh, I know what you
have to hand over your passwords to your social media. And they get to go through all of your activity limited to the last 3 years. And anything that they deem that may be biased to another race, gender, or anything else is cause for you to not be able to get your permit for your Second Amendment right in New York. Now, not only is this a violation of my First Amendment, because I have the right to feel and think, even if it's bigoted, anything I want about anyone, okay? It's a violation of my Fourth Amendment, illegal search and seizure. Right?
That one is a little shaky, but go ahead.
And it's totally a violation of my Second, as well as my 10th. So 10th? This is a constitutional issue left and right.
I sit back with the gun law because I think I'm just too sensitive and I'm biased on it. So I don't really have much to say, but I mean, handing over my passwords or anything like that to me is just, that's an invasion of my privacy. And I don't really particularly care for that.
I'm wrong on the 10th. It's the 1st, the 4th, and which is illegal search and seizure for 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Okay. My right to free speech, my right to bear arms, and my right for unlawful search and seizure. Sorry. You know what we should do? Honestly, we should start doing, because I feel like people are so ignorant to this. We should, and I'm not calling people ignorant, so don't get all over my social media and get me banned and crap. But people need to be reminded of what their rights are.
Mm-hmm. People need to know the Constitution, period.
I have a book on my shelf across my room there. It's called the Constitution for Dummies.
What's the 10th Amendment? You just asked me what's the 10th Amendment, and I screwed it up. The 10th Amendment is the feds are not allowed to make any law that supersedes a state's right.
I don't think we following too much of any of the Constitution nowadays. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion.
Well, it's old and outdated, and it was made by a bunch of old white guys. So,
I mean, even if that's the case, and I definitely hear that. As bad as people say that these things are, this is what our country was founded on. You think you can go to Saudi Arabia and talk crap and still live? You think you can go to India and do that? You think you can go to any other places? So don't get me wrong. America definitely has its flaws, okay? But at the same token, we have a lot of freedoms because of what those old white men put in place. Even brown people like myself, we still are afforded certain things. Not to say that we didn't suffer, but at the end of the day, I tell people America is just, as welcome as we are to have people come in. If you don't like it, go out.
Well, they say how, America was founded by a bunch of white slave owners, and so we ended slavery. Can we change the way you look through the lens? Because slavery still exists on this planet. We were the first that ended it.
I don't say to look at it a different lens. I think that regardless of what it is, slavery is a part of our history. Good or bad, it is a part of our history. So we need to just, I never say get over it or look over it at a different lens, because we don't say that to Holocaust survivors. So what I do say is that this is something that we've gone through. This is something that has made this nation what it is. You can determine, that's part of the free will we're given. You can determine if it's good or bad. But at the end of the day, that period of time has made this nation what it is today.
Well, and I agree with you. I'm not saying get over it. What I'm saying
I know what you're saying.
It's all about the way that we perceive it. So you can say, oh, we're such a racist country, especially under, 200 years later, let's judge what they did back then. Because we were founded by a bunch of white guys who owned slaves. Or you could choose to say, we were the first country who ended slavery. So it's all about how you choose to perceive our country and what you choose to take from it. I choose to take what I consider more to be the positive road. We ended that. We eradicated it. And we were the first of our kind, and it still exists. Human trafficking is it's modern day slavery, and it's the third most, besides drugs and arms, traded commodity in globally. So it still exists, but we are the bastion of hope. So I choose to look at the country that I'm in that positive light. Like we saw our flaws and we corrected them. Somebody had said to me about how, up until a certain amount of years ago, you didn't even have the right to vote. The Constitution provided an avenue to make sure I do.
Again, for all the good and bad, this is what our country was based off of. This is why we have the nation we have today. And, I still stand firm. If you don't like it, with the same revolving door that we have, that we accept, people coming in, feel free to leave. That's always an option.
They would never make it in one of those other countries.
I personally would die. I'll be very honest with you. I would die. Yeah. Okay? I would die because I probably would get beat up, killed, because my mouth is reckless. So I'm going to stay here. And it's not that, I see past all of it. It is what it is. It's something that I talk with my children with. I talk with, other people with. And it's not that I can accept it, but I can address it and attribute the flaws and all to what I'm standing in today, So you kind of have to be fair on each part. And a lot of people aren't able to do that for whatever reason.
I like how you say flaws and all.
Yeah.
My family, we say warts and all.
You say what?
Warts and all. I love you, warts and all. So I love you in spite of, all the mistakes you're going to make, because people make mistakes. But no, I love you, warts and all. You say flaws and all. Warts are all. I love every word on you.
This girl is crazy.
You love my crazy. Warts and all. So on that note, we're 3 minutes over at this point. But we do appreciate all the people that we have watching us right now.
We do.
There's a bunch of people watching right now, guys, just so you know.
There's what?
There's a bunch of people watching right now, so give them a shout out for sticking with us right now. I can see how many viewers we have.
Oh, good.
And they've been with us the whole time, so we're going to go ahead and let them go to bed now. But, the other thing. Oh, we forgot to talk to Lisa. So we are going to be putting up a message and letting you guys know about a new day and time as soon as we talk to Lisa. Oh boy, Lisa, sorry. Because you had a hard, see, if you go back to the beginning of our show and realize that Lisa didn't have a chance to go on, normally what we do is we log on about 20 minutes before we go live with you guys, and we put together a really quick format of what we want to talk to you guys about. So we weren't able to do that tonight. We weren't able to talk to Lisa about how crazy December is for us on Wednesdays. So we're considering trying to go to a earlier time on Tuesday, but as soon as we talk to her, we will let you guys know.
Good for Tuesday.
Good. She's a major part of the show, guys.
Good for Tuesdays. I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'm fine.
Okay, good. So we're considering Tuesday from 7 to 8 to accommodate Dina's schedule as well, because she needs an earlier time because of her job.
Okay.
All right, so done. One and done. So on that note, we hope everyone enjoyed tonight's Huntington View. Have a good evening, everyone.
Bye, guys.